Hey everyone, this is Megan from Maryland Saddlery Hillcassin, and I am here with Scout, who is my favorite Devoucoux rep. And we're just going to give you a quick little chat about Devoucoux and their saddles and their brand, and so everybody can get a little more information and love my favorite brand. So, tell me, where did Devoucoux come from? How did it start?
So it started in a town called Biarritz, France, and they started in 1985. And eventually moved over to, they started out as just a tack and saddle repair company, and then branched into building their own tack. And then in 96 we had Devoucoux on the west coast of the USA, and then in 99 we had it in all of North America.
So, compared to other competitive brands out there, what is something that makes Devoucoux unique?
So all of our saddles are handmade by craftsmen in Biarritz, France. We do have, all of our leather is vegetal tan, which is something that is super nice for all of our horses and riders. It's hypoallergenic and it's eco-friendly, which is great. And even though sometimes people think we're sister companies with Devoucoux or with CWD, they don't produce their saddles the same way that we do, or in the same factory or workshops as we do.
That's interesting. Okay. You said that you are eco-friendly. What else is that the only thing that you focus on, eco-friendly, or can you speak to us a little more about the eco-friendly?
So the leather that we have is 100% vegetal tan, so we're using natural tannins to create the color of our leathers. And so, like I said, it makes it hypoallergenic for all of the horses and riders. But also adding in new technologies that we have within the saddles as well to make things, making our carbon footprint less as we're going through the production of the saddles as well.
Awesome. What was the first saddle Devoucoux ever made?
So the first saddle was the Biarritz.
Okay.
Now we don't make this particular saddle anymore, but has since evolved into what is now our Biarritz O saddle. So we're taking things from the very, very first saddle ever made, and with the new technological advances that we've had throughout the company, has evolved into the Biarritz O.
Excellent. So how do you maintain your, keeping yourself up with the innovation?
So lots of different things. So we have, within the last 10 years, we've brought in a dynamic tree for the saddles. This is first brought in with our Roberta Lab saddle, and now it's in all of our Maquila Harmony saddles, so our dressage line. But what this does is it's a different carbon fiber tree that allows for movement and follows the movement of the horse's back, so it's a little bit nicer for them as far as comfort goes. It's also super light compared to your classic wood tree that you would have. Different things, like if you've seen our new Roberta Anara model, the split cantle, that allows each side of the saddle to move with the horse's back, which is really cool as well. So yeah, just different things like that. And our Maquila Harmony line is made specifically to show perfect harmony with horse and rider. So lots of things within those saddles are done to make sure that you're getting that closeness of contact and being able to use your aids properly as well.
Awesome. So for a person just starting out that's never had a saddle made for them or hasn't gone on this journey, who's just kind of bought it from a store, what kind of advice or how would you steer them? How does that process work?
So for starters, I would definitely say yes, a new saddle and a custom saddle is an investment for you. But also think of that investment as an investment in you and your horse long term, as far as your safety, your comfort, and your progression as a rider. How that process would start is having a saddle fitter or a professional go out and look at you, look at your horse, taking all of the things in, making notes of everything, and then giving you different models to try and see what works and how all of those different pieces fit together to create something custom for horse and rider to make them the most successful.
So speaking of the customized, how custom can you make a saddle?
Like everything on the saddle is basically customizable. So two main parts for the horse are the panels underneath and the girthing system.
Okay.
So panels, we have just our standard panels. We also have a GT mesh panel that can be put on some models of the saddles. What that does is it's a little bit more shock absorbing for the horse, so it gives them that added layer of comfort as well. For some horses, if you have horses where the saddle's sliding forward, the saddle's sliding back, we can change the way that the girthing system is positioned on the saddle to make sure that you have a more secure hold. For the rider, obviously seat size is customizable to what seat size the rider needs, but also the flap size. We can change that on 3 different axes to make sure that we're getting length, width, and anything extra in there, positioning wise done that we need to ensure the best proper fit for the rider.
How about color?
We can do black and brown. We also have fun piping options where you can add fun colors to the back of your saddle. We have 4 options in sparkles as well, so just in case anybody wants sparkles on their saddle.
I do, yes.
And some also added options that we have in some of the models. We can add in more foam to where the rider is sitting and to different parts of the saddle to create more comfort for their leg and their seat.
Awesome. Okay, before we're gonna do this in 2 parts, so we're gonna actually show some saddle fitting and the process, and I'm gonna subject myself to this. But before we go down there, is there a product that Devoucoux makes non-saddle that you are like, I love this?
So lots of things. Speaking to a comfort of horses and riders, if you're gonna invest yourself in a nice saddle, I think the saddle is the first part of that. The next part of that is a bridle. Having the anatomical headpieces to the bridle and just the technology that has gone into those, I think is another really important piece to it, and something that people think a lot about their saddles being on their horse's back. That's, what you're sitting on, what you have contact with, but you not only have contact with your seat, you have contact with your hands, and so making sure that what your hands are connected to is also a huge part of ensuring comfort and stability for your horse and creating a better ride.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go and put all of this knowledge to good use.